everybody, and welcome to Live Interactive English. This beautiful lady here is Kiki.
And this handsome bear over here is
Shane. I'm a human being, but today we are going to talk about bears.
That's right. And there are so many different types of bears all over the world, and there are a lot of famous cartoon bears, right?
There are like a lot of them.
What's your favorite cartoon
bear?
My
favorite cartoon bear is probably, well, growing up, I really liked Smokey the bear.
And Smokey the bear has an important job, right?
He has a very important job. He protects the forests in the United States of America. He protects us from accidentally starting forest fires.
Right.
So he teaches safety, like when you go camping, how to be careful.
How to be responsible.
How to be responsible. Yes, he's a very important bear, and he's pretty cool.
Right.
Do you have a favorite cartoon bear?
I have a lot of favorite cartoon bears.
Like?
Of course, Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, okay.
I love Winnie the Pooh so much that I decided to name my sister Winnie.
You didn't name her.
I did.
Really?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right. And also there's also Paddington Bear.
Well, Paddington Bear is pretty famous. Kind of boring though.
Well, he's just...
Compared to Winnie.
Winnie, well, they're different. Paddington loves to eat marmalade, and he likes to be a gentle bear.
Okay, well, Winnie likes to eat honey. Okay, well, you know, to each bear its own.
Right.
Okay, why don't we get into today's lesson and let's find out about a very special bear.
In the coffee-producing country of Colombia, a group of coffee farmers is working to protect an animal that they once hunted, the Andean bear. The coffee farmers' efforts are part of a program to increase the population of this vulnerable species. The Andean bear is the only bear native to South America. The bear has white lines that cross its face and make it look like it's wearing a pair of glasses. These glasses are why they're also known as spectacled bears. Spectacled bears are important to the local ecosystem because they help spread various plant seeds around the environment.
Okay, so part one of protecting the spectacled bears of South America. Did you know that to be spectacled means you wear spectacles, and that's another name for glasses. Spectacles.
Right, but in this case, it doesn't mean that the bears are wearing spectacles,
Just looks
right?
like they are. All right, let's find out about these spectacled bears.
Okay, in the coffee-producing country of Colombia, a group of coffee farmers is working to protect an animal that they once hunted, the Andean bear.
I don't like hunting animals.
No. And this group of coffee farmers, they're working very hard because they want to protect this bear.
Right, okay, so they used to hunt it, now they want to protect it. Okay, continuing. The coffee farmers' efforts are part of a program to increase the population of this vulnerable species. So we have a vocabulary word here, population. So a population is all of the people who live in a particular area, city, or country, or just talking about the total number of people who live there. Right. So for example, the population of the city has been increasing over the past 10 years.
Right. So we might be getting into the article about the farmers protecting the bears because of the bears' population might be decreasing.
Right?
Is that
so.
possible? Let's find out. The Andean bear is the only bear native to South America.
Really? That's surprising. Okay.
Yeah. So what does this vocabulary word native mean? So native is an adjective, and it is the origin or the growth of an animal or a plant. So where an animal comes from or where this plant is from. But the word native can also be used as a noun, and it is a person that is born or associated with a place because of their birth. And it doesn't matter whether or not they currently live there.
Oh, right.
So an example would be he is a native French speaker because he grew up in Paris. So he grew up in Paris, he grew up speaking the language, so he's a native French speaker.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Okay, let's continue. The bear has white lines that cross its face and make it look like it's wearing a pair of glasses. Oh, no wonder. Okay, so these glasses are why they're also known as spectacled bears. Because like I said before, another word for glasses is spectacles.
Right.
Okay.
So because of this white across their face, they look like they're wearing spectacles.
So cute.
So spectacled bears are important to the local ecosystem because they help spread various plant seeds around the environment. So these bears, these Andean bears, they're very important to the local ecosystem.
So what is an ecosystem?
So the ecosystem is how this environment lives together, the different types of plants and agriculture and animals, and they all work together.
As a system,
Right.
Yeah. So when we're talking about ecology, we're talking about, like you said, it's kind of like how all of the things in an area kind of live together.
Right.
And how they nourish each other and kind of the interaction between all of the things that live in some system.
Right. And this whole system is important for the health of the whole environment.
Right. Okay, why don't we take a break and we'll come back to learn more about these cute little bears.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的课文标题是 Protecting the Spectacled Bears of South America。那么 spectacles 它有眼镜的意思。那这里的 spectacled bear 字面意思是眼镜熊，可是它们并不是真的戴着眼镜的熊哦。那我们现在就来看看课文是怎么一回事吧。在咖啡的生产国哥伦比亚，有一群咖啡农正在努力保护一种他们曾经猎杀的动物，就是 the Andean bear 安第斯熊。那安第斯熊是南美洲唯一原生的熊，这种熊的脸上有着交叉的白色线条，看起来就像戴着一副眼镜，所以它们又被称为眼镜熊。那眼镜熊对当地的生态系统非常重要，它们有助于在周围的环境散播各种植物的种子。我们前面不是提到这个哥伦比亚有一群咖啡农正在努力保护这些熊吗？那这其实是某一种计划的一部分。这个计划就是为了增加这种易危物种的数量。好，单字 population 它可以指总数人口，可以用来指某地区某种动物的总数哦。那么 native 它是形容词，可以形容动植物它是土生土长的、原产的或是出生地的。be native to 加名词就可以表达原生于什么什么的。好，那补充单字 ecosystem 它表示生态系统。这时候 Shane 老师他有提到 ecology E-C-O-L-O-G-Y ecology 表示生态或是生态学。接回到课文中。
Andean bears eat mostly plants, though a small part of their diet is meat. They rely on trees in the Andes Mountains for food and shelter. However, a lot of the land in the region was cleared for coffee farms, which shrank the bears' habitat. The coffee farms became a convenient food source, so the bears began eating many of the farmers' crops and cattle. To protect their source of income, the farmers started hunting the bears. Today, it's believed that only about 10,000 are left in the wild.
Welcome back, everybody. So we're still talking about these Andean bears, and because of their cute little faces, they have another name, which is spectacled bears, because it looks like they're wearing spectacles. So we're going to learn some more about these guys right now and find out about their diet.
Right.
So Andean bears eat mostly plants, though a small part of their diet is meat. Okay, so they eat both plants and meat, kind of like humans, right?
Right.
All right.
Well, not you.
Well, I do eat some meat, which is fish.
Okay.
Does that count as meat?
Yes.
Okay,
Because it's still, yeah.
So
fish is still.
I'm just like them. Mostly vegetables, a little meat. So mostly is an adverb, which means mainly or generally.
Right.
So for example, you can say the event was attended mostly by students.
Okay. So these bears, these Andean bears, they mostly eat plants.
Right.
But occasionally they will eat some meat too.
Sometimes.
Okay, so let's find out where they get their food from.
Do you know what that's called if they eat both plants and meat?
They are called omnivores.
So smart. And so an omnivore means you eat both meat and vegetables.
That's right.
If you're an herbivore, you eat only vegetables. And if you're a carnivore, you eat only meat.
Right.
Okay, let's continue.
So these bears are omnivores.
Right.
And they rely on trees in the Andes Mountains for food and shelter. Okay, so we see the Andes Mountain. It's kind of reminding me of their name, right? Andean bears.
Well, I think that's why they're called Andean bears. Right?
So they need these trees in the Andes Mountains for their food and their shelter. So they live in the Andes Mountains and they need these trees because these trees are where they sleep at night, where they, build somewhere that's safe away from other types of predators.
Right, or where they're protected from things like rain.
Right.
Or, so a shelter is basically a place that you live in which protects you from the elements.
Right.
Like rain, cold, wind, predators, things like that.
However, a lot of the land in the region was cleared for coffee farms, which shrank the bear's habitat. So earlier in part 1, we learned about the coffee farmers.
Right.
Right? And now we know that where these Andean bears, where they live, they're very close to these coffee farms.
Yes.
Okay. And here we also have the word habitat. Now, habitat is similar to a shelter, but it's more than that. Right?
Yeah, right.
The habitat is where a animal, its natural living environment.
Right, yeah. Just basically where it lives and the area around it, where it might hunt, get food,
Right.
Where it might look for a mate,
Right.
something like that. That's called its habitat.
So it's not just the bear's shelter. Habitat is the big environment that they live in.
Right, exactly.
And another one of our vocabulary words is shrink. And it is a verb. So when you shrink, it is to become or make something smaller in size, or you can make the amount shrink. You can make the amount smaller.
Right.
So for example, if you wash that shirt in hot water, it might shrink. So it might shrink to the same size as my shirt.
Yours, really? Okay. Continuing, the coffee farms became a convenient food source, so the bears began eating many of the farmers' crops and cattle. Oh, wow, they would even eat the cattle as well because they're omnivores.
Right.
Okay? So crops, what is a crop? A crop is a plant that is grown in large quantities. And we're talking especially about food.
Right.
So for example, you can say the farmer's main crop is corn.
Right. And in Taiwan, one of the main crops is?
Rice.
Exactly.
And I'm assuming there one of the main crops is coffee.
Right.
Right? Okay. What is cattle?
A cattle, it's a noun.
Yeah.
And usually they're animals that often have horns and cloven or split hooves.
Hooves.
Okay.
That's their feet, right?
Yes.
Their hooves.
They're hooves, okay? They're usually split, so it looks like a little. And usually these animals are domesticated, which means that they're kept on farms. So farmers, they'll keep them on their land and they will use them and breed them for their meat or milk.
Right, okay.
So usually when we think about cattle, we'll think about cows and oxes.
Right.
Those are the most common. For example, my uncle raises cattle on his farm.
Okay, and you mentioned they were domesticated.
Right.
And domesticated just means like it's kind of as opposed to wild. So if you're talking about an animal, like a cat or a dog or something that you keep on a farm, you keep them kind of like in your home, which is like what we mean as domesticated.
Right.
And then if it's out in the wild, then it will be a wild animal.
Right.
Okay.
Let's continue with the article. To protect their source of income, the farmers started hunting the bears. Today, it's believed that only about 10,000 are left in the wild.
Well, that's really not a lot.
No, it's
so
not.
They're a bit endangered.
Right.
Okay, well, we'll find out in part 2 what is being done to help protect these bears. That's all the time we have for today, and we will see you in part 2.
安第斯熊的饮食主要是以植物为食，不过有一小部分则是肉类，所以它们就算是杂食性动物。好，老师们刚刚就有补充咯 omnivore。O-M-N-I-V-O-R-E 这个字表示杂食性动物。好，那如果是 herbivore，H-E-R-B-I-V-O-R-E 这个字则是指草食性动物。那如果是 carnivore，C-A-R-N-I-V-O-R-E 这则是指肉食性动物。好，那我们再来看到课文单字，它用到 mostly 这个副词表示多半、大多或是主要的。课文接着写到说，安第斯熊仰赖安第斯山脉的树木来提供食物和庇护。不过，那个区域的许多土地都被开垦成咖啡农场了，造成熊的栖息地缩小。于是，咖啡农场就成了方便的食物来源，熊就开始吃掉许多农民的作物和牛群。那为了要保护收入来源，农民就开始猎杀这些熊。如今，一般认为野外只剩下大约1万只的安第斯熊了。我们看单字 shrink 它是动词，表示缩小、使缩小、减少或是有缩水的意思。那么 crop 它表示农作物或是收成。那么 cattle 这个名词它是指牛，要把它视为复数哦。Kiki 老师这时候在讲解时有提到 hoof 这个字 H-O-O-F。hoof 表示蹄，动物的那个脚的蹄。那他还有提到 cloven C-L-O-V-E-N cloven 可以形容偶蹄的裂开的。好，另外补充一下 domesticate 这个动词 D-O-M-E-S-T-I-C-A-T-E domesticate 它可以表达驯养、驯化，动物的驯化。我们可以用它的过去分词 domesticated 来形容是被驯养的、豢养的。好，这边2个重点，我们进入文法时间。来看第一个重点是关系代名词 which 的用法。关系代名词 which 可以用来代指前面整个子句，那么引导形容词子句来做补充说明。那这是非限定用法哦 ，which 的前面必须加上逗号。举例来说 ，Kyle is afraid of the dark, which is why he sleeps with the lights on.Kyle 怕黑，这就是他开灯睡觉的原因。这时候 which 代指的就是 Kyle is afraid of the dark 这个子句。好，那么第二重点是 it's believed 加上 that 子句可以表达一般认为怎么样，据信怎么样。那这个句型是用被动语态来表达公认或是普遍的事实。it 是虚主词，它真正的主词是后面那个 that 子句。举例来说，It is believed that the temple is over 800 years old. 一般认为那座寺庙有超过800年的历史。好，那另外我们也可以把这个 that 子句里面的主词移到句首，句型写作主词 be believed to 加上原形动词。所以刚刚那个例句就可以写作 The temple is believed to be over 800 years old. 好，那么以上这些讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
In the coffee-producing country of Colombia, a group of coffee farmers is working to protect an animal that they once hunted, the Andean bear. The coffee farmers' efforts are part of a program to increase the population of this vulnerable species. The Andean bear is the only bear native to South America. The bear has white lines that cross its face and make it look like it's wearing a pair of glasses. These glasses are why they're also known as spectacled bears. Spectacled bears are important to the local ecosystem because they help spread various plant seeds around the environment. Andean bears eat mostly plants, though a small part of their diet is meat. They rely on trees in the Andes Mountains for food and shelter. However, a lot of the land in the region was cleared for coffee farms, which shrank the bears' habitat. The coffee farms became a convenient food source, so the bears began eating many of the farmers' crops and cattle. To protect their source of income, the farmers started hunting the bears. Today, it's believed that only about 10,000 are left in the wild.
Hey, 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 it's Kiwi on the street. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie. Say, Kiki, if I were a tourist coming to Taiwan and I wanted to say, excuse me, can I use the bathroom? How would I say that?
不好意思，请问我可以借用一下这个厕所吗？
Okay. But I think it's important for us to practice Chinese to English translating.
That's right. So today, let's practice some English translation.
Let's go. 我们通常会有一些外国朋友问我们 How was your day? 那通常我们只会说I'm fine, I'm not fine. 那我们怎么回答呢？那我需要你的帮忙，你帮我抽一张，然后从中文翻到英文 ，OK？ 我今天过得普普通通。
I'm doing all right.
I'm doing all right. Very good.
Today's life is quite normal.
I like your use of normal. You can say, I had a pretty normal day.
Oh, yeah.
我今天过得非常不顺。
Today's a bad day.
Today is a bad day, or I had a bad day today.
I'm not doing so well today.
Very good. I'm not doing so well today.
I suck my day. Today is very bad. I suck up today.
对 suck 异常执着的女子。
好，那我们今天学到了什么中翻英的句子呢？ Today's translations, we learned how to express ourselves better when somebody asks us how our day went. The first phrase, I'm having a so-so day. Or, today was okay. You can also say, I had an okay day. The second sentence, today is not going well. Or, things did not work out smoothly for me. I hope today you guys learned more phrases so you can express yourself better. Kiwi later!